Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all smashing it. It's the weekend. So, knock, knock, knock. Who's there? That's what I was saying to the old f30 yesterday morning. About grand old hour of 6 o'clock, rolling round in the dark, in the cold and the wet. So, sadly over time, most of our cars do develop knocks, whether it's bushes, something hanging off underneath. And you know, 9 times out of 10 they can be serious and need to be looked at. So I was driving to work the other morning, yesterday morning in fact, and I just heard like a knocking noise, but it sounded like it was coming from above, like where the speedo is, round the window, and I was like, and then it disappeared. You know, I had roughly 30 miles of driving, and it was quiet. Pulled the car up at work, and then decided to move it down a space or two. The car park's slightly uneven. I was probably only doing about 10 miles an hour while moving. I could just hit it. It was terrible. I was like, what is that? It sounded like something tapping on the glass. So got out. I thought first point of call was of a windscreen wiper arms loose, and it's knocking on the glass. Sounds a bit silly, but it sounded like it was on the glass. Got out, they all seemed tight. Excuse me, left and right. So driving around the car park at 6 in the morning like an absolute nugget. The ear to the window, I'm like, what is that? You know, going round the inside of the car, checking there was nothing loose, even my bloody packed lunch bag, and they're holding that down. So get out the car, lift the bonnet up, going round and pull it. The first point is get the torch on the floor, underneath, check that there's no arms hanging down, nothing obvious. You know, have a look round me. My springs, as far as I could see them, all looked intact. So started like pulling the wheels, you know, just to check if the wheels, any issues with wheel bearings. All wheels seemed all right, and then got round to the driver's side wheel, started pulling it, got my hand in the grip, nice dirty hands at that time of day, rocking the car like mad, and I could hear a faint knock, but it wasn't. First I was like, wheel bearing shot or something to do with the bushes on the arm. But then I opened the bonnet and started rocking it, and it was coming from under the bonnet. So get up, I'm having a look round, everything seemed alright, and I thought, well, I'd had the cover off where your brake fluid reservoir is, and where you put your positive, the battery, when you jump starting it. And I'd had that off a few weeks ago, just check the brake fluid, check the levels, and I thought, well, maybe that's like just 3 little bolts just on the socket. And I thought maybe I've not tightened them up properly, but it seemed like it was all on. And when you tap it, it makes a kind of metallic noise, and I was like, well, I have to take that off later and refit it and check that. So my mate Lee turned up, flew in behind me. He's like, what the heck are you doing? You know, this. So another set of ears, and someone that obviously isn't rocking off the car, and he's going round. I'm like, it's coming from there, isn't it? Yeah. And he literally put his finger on the plastic cover. I'll show you when I get home now. Put his finger on the plastic cover, and it stopped. And I was like, what the heck? But it's a knocking noise, a proper knock, and I'm like, plastic trim ain't doing that. So let's get home, lift the bonnet, and I'll show you what my issue is. Right guys, so let's have a little look at the culprit. So a couple of weeks ago, I took all this plastic trim off just to check the brake fluids. You got 3 little studs there, just little plastic tabs. Pull the weather shield back and you're in. And obviously a fir tree there, pull that out, billy whiz comes out and all that's exposed. So with that off, it was still knocking. Had a little rummage around underneath. Everything seemed firm. But the culprit, without taking it all off, that bad boy there. Now that's a strut brace, metal strut brace. Obviously one that side, runs to the centre there. That was just literally knocking about on top of the strut. Managed to get a socket on it and tighten it up. Where was Tom when I needed him? Needed a star socket there that he's got. So if you experience any knocking noises under the lid, I'd go for that first. I don't know how that's worked its way loose. The other side looks tight. You just literally follow the line there. Obviously, if you hear that knocking noise, I'd go for that first. You know, you can pretty much, if you're strong enough, probably do them by hand, but just a little socket set will lift them off, and all this is then exposed, and you can get to it. You don't even really need, to be fair, I didn't need to take that off really. I could have just done it there, but it was that loose, I could just undo it with my finger, which isn't great. Last thing I needed was a big nut like that flying down the side of the engine, but it's all nice and tight now. Get Tom to bring his spanners around tomorrow. A bit of a busy day tomorrow. You know, f30's not our best week with that, and as you can see there, my black trims are gone. Nothing to do with that VHB tape. That is really good stuff. Obviously had a little rivet inside here. You can still see the screw. It was all held on nice. Trip down the motorway, a little bit of a gouge on top. Me being me, perfectionist, I don't mind stone chips, but a little bit of a gouge. I thought I'll replace them, put some fresh ones on. They are quite badly chipped up, so hopefully be getting that fitted this weekend, get the rest of this tape off, because obviously without that rivet, I was literally hanging off them to get them off, like, and that strong. It's done a tiny bit of the paint there, but all in all, I'd recommend the VHB tape over anything like that Tiger Seal, Tiger Bond, Tiger Glue, whatever it is you see online. That's just makes a mess. Really hard work to get back nice and flat so you can apply new stuff. Also, I bought the M Sport sill strips, which will be hopefully fitting them tomorrow because it's an option. Mine are black and boring. Managed a couple of £100 from BM. They're not cheap. Brand new, but I got a second-hand set for about 30 quid off eBay, which is in really good condition. Tom pointed it out. I haven't bought the rears, so now on the quest to find a set of rears in good condition, but they pretty easy. Trim tools, 4 little clips under there, should hopefully make it look a bit nicer. Also tomorrow we've got Tom coming down in the E91. He's going to be able to go at tinting the windows on that, see how easy that is to do. I'm not sure what grade tint he's got, but hopefully it should make a bit of a difference to the appearance. It's all pre-cut. He's bought all the squeegees and stuff, so let's see how that goes. And yeah, just back to the old rattle. If you've got that under your bonnet or hear any little knocks, definitely check that. Definitely check, it's worth it. Horrible little noise, really irritated me, especially at that time of day, but all good. Hopefully get them back on, see what's been delivered today, because me being me, I have got 3 sets of them, so let's see which are the best. And there we go, guys. Keep up with us over the weekend. Remember, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.